forbidden. Everywhere you look, there seems to be more rules and regulations, what we can and can't eat, and living to excess. Our freedom of expression has been curbed, controlled, nudged and monitored. This palette reacts to the prohibition culture that comes from a growing need to reduce the costly consequences of negative lifestyle choices. These colours push the boundaries, giving an indulgent escape from regulation and convention. Head outside your comfort zone and explore colours such as Oxford Terrace and Wood End.
Key colours, blush pinks. So I think that's quite a big influence in trying to kind of draw on people's interest.
Leave the rules of the city behind and taste Martin Borough. So here we have our actual storyboard for Forbidden. One interesting thing from our first slide, which was the Lost Memoirs palette, I talked about how a lot of mainstream brands are really getting into this handcraft movement. This particular handbag is a Chanel handbag. So, these gorgeous, top-end brands are now getting into these really handcrafted materials. And other example here, the motifs are really interesting. We're seeing so many different motifs, and certainly in Paris especially, we saw a lot of dragonflies. We saw a lot of butterflies and fish, lots of fish. One of the big changes from last year's forecast to this year's forecast is really the purple. One of the major changes we saw, especially in the women's fashion area, was the purples last year definitely had a blue appearance, whereas this year they have much more of a red undertone, and that certainly came through. The other areas we're often seeing in homewares the combination of that sort of reddish undertone purple, if you like, combined with reds. And the reds are certainly reds that most New Zealanders would feel comfortable in using. They're much more the sort of rustic reds or the burnish reds. So it's quite a colourful palette, but once again, the colours have been muted, obviously, for the New Zealand environment.